What if I told you that just 15 minutes a day could make you a completely different person in 1 year? Picture yourself fitter, wealthier, and more self aware. It's not magic, it's a hidden law the Japanese have used for decades, and that successful people apply, often without even realizing it. A law so simple it almost seems useless. And yet, if you ignore it, you might stay stuck in the same place for life. Or worse, lose everything you've built. It's called the 1% rule, or the Kaizen method. It means improving by just 1% every day. Not 100%. Not through huge changes, but through micro steps. Why? Because the mind hates big changes, but it loves small, almost invisible ones. But here's the thing, there's a detail almost no one talks about. And that tiny detail is what separates those who truly grow and succeed from those who just stand still watching others improve. Because we all want to change our lives. We want to make more money, have more freedom, more time, be fit. But every time we try to change, we fail. We stay committed for a week, then everything falls apart. Why? Because we focus on the goal instead of the process. We dream of becoming rich, but we don't learn to save or invest. We want to get fit, but we don't build the routine to make it happen. We hope something changes, but nothing changes unless we do. So the solution isn't to do more, it's to do a little better every single day. It sounds simple, right? And yet, if it were really that easy, everyone would do it. So why don't they? Because a 1% improvement isn't visible. It doesn't give you an instant reward. It's invisible, silent, almost boring. And that's the problem. Our minds are addicted to immediate results. We want to see the final outcome, the changing body, the rising income. And when we don't, we give up. But here's a secret. There is a way to train your brain to stay consistent, even when it doesn't see results. It's called compounding. The same law that grows your money and investments also builds your discipline and your character. Every action, every tiny habit, every 1% you add today, it's worth more than just 1%. Because tomorrow you'll improve on yesterday's 1%, and the day after on both. And after 1 year, you'll be 3,700% better, almost without noticing it. But there's a trap, a subtle and dangerous one. The same law that helps you grow can also destroy you if you use it in reverse. Because getting worse by 1% each day also compounds. Every time you procrastinate, choose the easy path, ignore an important decision, you're not just wasting time. You're training yourself to become weaker, lazier, and poorer. Slow decline is invisible and far more dangerous than a big failure because you don't see it until it's too late. The real secret isn't to do a lot, but to never stop improving. Every day you choose which side of the curve you're on, the one that rises or the one that falls. Subscribing to this channel and liking this video, for example, is already your first 1%. Because through these contents, you'll stay motivated every single day to become a better version of yourself. And the best part? This system makes it impossible not to improve. Let's take personal finance as an example. Many think investing requires large sums. But if you save just €1 a day, by year's end, you'll have 365 euros. Not much, right? But if you increase it by 1% each day, the difference by the end of the year will be huge. After 12 months, you won't just be saving. You'll have become someone who saves, who invests, who's developed a financial mindset that 90% of people lack. And that is what creates real success. But don't fool yourself. Your brain hates change, even positive change. In fact, especially positive change, because it often involves sacrifice or effort. As soon as you start, it will tell you things like, this is useless, it's too little, I'll do it tomorrow. That's why Kaizen works. It bypasses resistance. When you improve by just 1%, your brain doesn't notice the effort. The fear of failure doesn't activate. So you keep going, day after day, with no apparent effort, but with results that quietly accumulate over time. The trick is not to make big, unrealistic promises, but small commitments. Don't say, I'll run for an hour every day. Say, I'll put on my shoes and step outside. Don't say, I want to make $10,000 a month. Say, today I'll improve my money knowledge by 1%. Every time you honor a small commitment, you build trust in yourself, and that's what pushes you forward. But there's one trap everyone falls into: comparison. We live in a world where everyone shows only the final version of their 1%, the results, the wins, the numbers. And you think, I'm doing all this for nothing. I'll never reach their level. But Kaizen isn't measured in days. It's measured in years of invisible consistency. The secret isn't to overdo it, but simply to never stop. And that's what separates those who make it. They don't look at how much they did today. They look at where they'll be in 3 years if they keep going, or where they were 10 years ago and where they'll be 10 years from now. Those who work for instant results live short term. Those who improve by 1% a day enter the realm of the long term. And the long term is where the crowd quits and the winners start harvesting what they've sown. There's a story that explains this better than any theory. A baseball coach, years ago, used Kaizen to improve his team. Every day he asked players to do just one thing: be a bit better than yesterday. One learned to pitch more accurately, another to focus 5 seconds longer. Tiny things. But after months, they became unbeatable. When asked about his secret, the coach replied, "We never tried to win. We just tried to improve by 1% every day." But today we live in a fast, noisy, distracted world. We want everything now. So how do you apply the 1% rule in a world that changes every 24 hours? Simple. Make your habits inevitable. Want to improve your finances? Automate your savings. Pay yourself first, as I explained in the video above. Want to get fit? Pack your gym bag the night before so it's easy to go and hard to skip. Want to read more? Put your book on your pillow or in place of the TV remote, not on a shelf. Every small action is a visual reminder, a seed, and seeds grow if you water them daily. The 1% rule isn't just about money or fitness, it's about who you're becoming. Because every euro saved, every habit built, and every thought improved isn't just progress, it's a vote. A vote for the person you want to become. And every day you're voting, with your actions, with your discipline. The question is, who are you voting for? When you focus too much on growth, you can forget while you're growing. Improving means nothing if you don't know where you're headed. It's like climbing a mountain without knowing if it's the right one. That's why you must unite 2 elements: purpose and system. Purpose gives you direction. System gives you consistency. Purpose without a system is just a dream. System without purpose is just aimless motion. Only when you combine them does 1% improvement become unstoppable. Kaizen doesn't change what you do. It changes who you are. You're no longer someone trying to improve. You become someone who improves. You're no longer someone trying to manage money. You become someone who masters money. It's an invisible transformation, but once you notice it, it becomes inevitable. Think about it. If you improve by 1% every day for 365 days, you don't become 3 times better. You become 37 times better. But if you get 1% worse each day, you don't just become a bit worse, you fall into a self-destructive spiral. It's the same principle that governs investing, except here, the interest isn't financial, it's personal. Now imagine meeting the you from 1 year in the future, the one who did just 1% more every day. How would they talk? How would they walk? How would they manage time, money, emotions? Now ask yourself, does the you of today have the courage to start with that first 1%? People are always looking for the big break, but the truth is, the real opportunity is invisible. It's in the small, daily choices no one sees. That's where fortunes are built. That's where lives are changed. You don't need to do a lot. You just need to start and never stop. So here's the question. What's the one thing you could improve today, even just a little? Write it down below, if you're truly committed.
because writing, in the end, is the first step towards making your thoughts real. And if this video made you reflect, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and don't miss the next one.